Hi, I'm Jesse Recker in COM453, and I'm here today to tell you and show you how to properly write a bank check. Now, many people do the technological advances of today, credit cards, electronic payment, ACH payments, auto pay, do not write checks. And there is a generation that has came up with smartphones and technology that many of which have not used a check, written a check, or even seen a check in person, and that's okay. We have a lot of technology, but it's a great adult life skill to have, to know how to write the essentials of a check. So a few things that I'd like to go over are the basics of a check, some important parts for you to write out. First of all, being that you need to obtain a checking account. You go to your local bank, and getting a checking account is fairly easy. You just need some money, identification, and some personal information. Now, I will tell you that the majority of banks nowadays do not give you a checkbook that automatically comes with your account. So that's something that you would need to purchase from the bank directly, or you can buy it from several different vendors online that you can personalize them with pictures and such. But a nice basic checkbook from your bank is perfect. So a few things to keep in mind, and first of all, being the most important, is to utilize a black ink pen when filling out your check. Do not ever use a red pen or gel pen or any of that. So looking on a check here, we have a few options. So the first thing up here on the left side is going to be your name and address. And you are known as the payer or drawer, whichever term the bank might use, but you're the one that's going to be paying the check. This is your banking account. Over here in the top right is the check number. You want to make sure to go in sequential order when utilizing your checks. Go from the lowest to the highest. Don't skip around. It's easier for banking purposes and bookkeeping purposes. The next item here is the date, and this is the first thing that you're going to fill out. You always want to use the current date to which you're filling out the check. So there's a couple options. You can write it out, such as we did here, April 17th, 2018, or you can write it out in numerical form, 4/17/18. Either or, you just want to always get that date in there. The second item is the pay to the order line. So for this example, we're going to pay our fall tuition to Arizona State University. Something that's very important when it comes to the pay to the order of or payee is that you want to use the legal business entity name or the legal name of the person to whom you will be making the check. You don't want to use acronyms. So in this case, we're going to write out Arizona State University. We're not going to write ASU. There's many other organizations that use the acronym ASU, ASU LLC, ASU Bank. So we want to make sure it's going to the right place. In this amount, this box right here is the amount of the check to which you'll be writing. We're going to write out our tuition for the amount of $10,000. So you'll want to start your first number on the farthest line to the left, and you'll write out 10,000. Use your decimal point like you would in standard math to differentiate your dollars and your cents. And your cents here, we're going to use a nice even amount. If it was 32 cents, you would just write 32. This next line here is going to be your spoken word amount of your numerical. So this is just going to be written out what the actual dollar amount is of your check. So as you can see, I wrote out $10,000 and 0 100ths. So you always want to make sure that you complete this entire line, leaving no room for fraudulent activity or adding any more numbers to make your check larger. If this was 32 cents here, we would put 32 over 100 because that is standard math, where 100 cents is $1. Down here at the bottom left, you'll see this is your banking institution name and information. Down here to the very far left, you'll find the memo line. This is also an item that you'll fill out. And the memo can be anything. It's just denoting what you are paying the check to, what it's for. Is it your car loan, your rent? In this case, I wrote it's for fall 2018 tuition. My name, Jesse Student, with my student ID number. It can be anything, but utilize this. It's good for you to use and also for the bank. Here in the final section is your signature. So here is where you will sign your actual name. You won't print it. You'll want to make sure to use the same signature each and every time to be consistent so that the bank knows that it is you. It's for your safety. Don't mix it up because many times a check might come back to you as unrecognizable. And then the last couple things here, and these are already pre-printed on your check. This is the routing number. This is the institution to which your bank check belongs, your account number, and also your check number. And this will vary bank to bank, so you'll just want to check that out. So as you can see, there's very simple. It's a very simple process to write a check. And just a few reviews we can go over is to always use a black pen, always sign your name at the time of purchase. Don't pre-sign your checks. You want to use the memo line. Fill in what it's for. It just takes an extra couple seconds. Avoid using pay to the order of cash. If you need cash at all, go to the bank directly. Like cash, you want to keep your checkbook in a secure spot. Don't ever lose it. Don't just carry it around with you. Follow up if your check has not been cashed in a reasonable amount of time. Follow up with your bank. Follow up with your payee, the person to whom you paid your check. You don't want your check floating around there. Assure that your numerical and your spoken word amounts match. That's very important for a bank to honor your check. And finally, when you go to mail your checks, try to mail them from a secure location, such as a post office or a locked mailbox. Don't put them in your residential mailbox and set that old red flag up. It just sends up a red flag for a thief. I hope you've enjoyed, and you can go out and write a check.